The last two times these teams have done battle, they've been very close encounters. In fact, the Dragons beat the Broncos last time these two teams clashed. It was last season by 1 point. Brisbane prevailed the season prior to that by just 4 points. Julia Robinson on screen in electrifying form on the wing for Brisbane. Tegan Berry getting ready to get us underway. Brisbane with first use of the football. A win for the Broncos will secure them a semi-final spot, and that's not the start that the Dragons would have wanted. A penalty on the halfway line as the kickoff goes out on the full.
No, they were trying to aim for that edge, which we've seen a lot happening lately in the women's game, and they do sometimes catch them unawares, but she just gave that a little too much, kicking into the breeze. If it's still running in the same direction it was in the first game, I'm sure Alana will have an update for us as this game progresses.
She missed it by a furlong. She didn't just miss it. It only landed in the crowd.
Sailed out. 30 metres away here, Brisbane. On the front foot, Gail Broughton missed last week, back in the team. And here's Hayley Maddock. Maddock wrapped up. Lendl, one of the defenders on the bounce. Broughton. Now Gray. Gray 11 metres away from the line. Brill. Brigginshaw. Broughton. Sasolka. Werner.
Yeah, nice play, good defence.
Last play. Brigginshaw kicks, and they'll get a repeat set here, Brisbane.
McGregor did really well to get herself back into position to take this one, and she almost tunnelled her way out. But look at that kick chase. Destiny Brill leading the way, and Mariah Denman, who I think has probably had her best season of NRLW that I've ever seen out of her this year. She's been very strong in the middle for the Broncos.
They go short. It's a good kick, and that's knocked on by Sasolka. Yep, that's the ruling by Belinda Sharp. So well done, the Dragons. They withstood the early onslaught.
Well, after that miss kick, the mishap to start the game, this is a beautifully placed, beautifully kicked dropout. And because of the height she gets on it, it actually allows her outside chasers to get into a position to contest that. And that's what forces that error from Sasolka.
And Margot Vella fed the scrum there for the Dragons. Lendl fighting in the tackle on her own 20. Looking forward to seeing Tegan Berry in action tonight. Gus, the electrifying Dragons fullback.
Just want to see her get into the clear. Nothing more exhilarating than speed. She's got plenty.
Sure does. Lurking in and around the ruck at the moment. But it's Racy McGregor with a fourth tackle kick from inside the 40. Maddock. Williamson with a good chase for the Dragons. Now Werner. It's the leg drive happening. Mulhall in the tackle, along with Target.
Target doubling up there out of marker 2, and she just announced her retirement this week. This will be her last NRLW game, Renee Target.
Ellie, go 10.
Look to go out with a bang. Here's Denman. Brill to dummy half. Broughton. Broughton with a fence. She's left the ball behind, and the Dragons have got it. Scrambling well.
Oh, look out.
Berry.
Whoosh.
Play the ball as well.
She was nearly gone.
It was smart by Jamie Bright, playing at the football with Gail Broughton there. But we've yet to see a tackle in the Dragons' own attacking territory yet. The defence for the Broncos is getting up in their face.
Williamson playing it. Now Costa playing it on the last. Tyler Nathan Wong. McGregor now puts it high. And, oh, Maddock did no, she didn't do really well. No, she did do really well. It's a penalty. When I heard the whistle, I thought, hang on a sec, was there a bobble? But no, it's a Broncos penalty.
She did really well.
She did.
She took a great catch, then she got herself hit in the head. Got a penalty.
Eyes only for the footy too.
Yeah, very brave.
Yeah, fullbacks, you can just hear the footsteps pounding down at you.
You weren't sympathetic, Roo, when you were one of those.
No, never. If I could catch one, I'd do my best. Very lonely place, fullback sometimes. It can be very lonely.
Brigginshaw. Dummy not fallen for by Williamson. Heavily involved defensively early, the Dragons back row. And now Brill. Brill takes off, got support, it's Clark. Clark now, the Dragons are there to drag it down, do they? No, she stands in the tackle. Last one here for Brisbane. Lafelle. Well, this will be the last. No, what? No, it was the last.
Yeah, not sure she was meant to get that. The ball was supposed to go much wider where the Dragons were a little short in defence, and it was last play. Got to count your tackles.
Murdoch playing the ball. One of a couple of ex-Broncos in this Dragons starting lineup. Roxy Murdoch and Racine McGregor. Former Broncos. Oh, there's an error.
Yeah, Dragons really struggling to get out of their own half. This will be more pressure for them on their own goal line.
Now, Alana, just while these guys are setting up for a scrum, is there any kind of dew on the surface down there? Because I know the temperature is still very warm.
There's actually not. It's quite a dry pitch, no breeze around. In that first game, there was a bit of a breeze, which would have favoured the Broncos, but that has dropped right off. And at the moment, pretty perfect conditions. So I'm not sure why the errors are creeping in. Maybe pressure.
And here comes the Broncos on the front foot. Sisolka, though, driven back. Just when it looked like she was going to get to the line, she plays it 7 metres away from it. Lafelle, good hits.
Macy Carlisle. Up and under.
Brill. Brigginshaw. Clark. They're in there on numbers on Brianna Clark. McGregor was just hanging on. Now Denman. Denman for the line. Good tackle, Bright. Brill. Brigginshaw. Sisolka. Great tackle. That was a great shot. They're holding on. Terrific defence from the Dragons. Brigginshaw kicks for the goal area. That'll be too deep. It is too deep. But it touched, yes, it touched Racine McGregor, and it'll be a dropout. The bounce of the ball hit her on the chest, and it's a dropout.
Oh, it can be so cruel sometimes. Oh, was she already out when it touched her?
Ball has to touch the ground.
Oh, it does. But the Broncos finding some space in behind the ruck, finding some space in behind the defensive line. Another great kick. Just a little too deep.
Brigginshaw wrapped up by Costa. Sisolka. Lafelle tries to bounce away from a couple of defenders. Bright, one of them there for the Dragons. Brill. To Brigginshaw, lovely ball. Gray, they've got numbers. Robinson, and Julia Robinson is in for the Broncos. They've turned that pressure into points.
Look, just watching this one, I'm reminded, a few minutes ago I was thinking the service from Destiny Brill has been so superb, other than Lafayette getting the way earlier. Look at this pass on the Harvey Norman replay. 3 long passes in a row, all hitting their mark, all ensuring that the line is pushing up and they're getting it on the front foot, so they're not having to slow down. That is really nice footy. Alana?
Very classy. You can just see the work from Ali Brigginshaw. She's both sides of the ruck. There's a lot of communication from the Dragons, trying to mark up on her and to stay on top and to stop her ball playing. But that crisp service, they just can't seem to get her out of the game. But another really impressive part to the Dragons game, Tyler Nathan Wong, that was her second short dropout. She's nailed. They weren't able to capitalise off the back of that one, but that's that Rugby Sevens background. She was the main kicker for the Kiwi Ferns in Rugby Sevens, so a great little part of the game to bring over to league for the Dragons.
About a mountain of possession at the Dragons' end. They've finally come up with a try. The good part is it's way out wide in the corner, so if Ali Brigginshaw misses this, they've actually done pretty well, the Dragons, I think.
And she does miss. Julia Robinson scoring for Brisbane. She missed a fair chunk of the season with a hamstring injury, but the last month or so has been back with a vengeance.
Well, the Dragons just got to hang in here. Nothing's gone their way early. They've been their own worst enemy with a couple of turnovers. Just got to steel themselves a little bit in defence and try and get a little bit more possession.
Denman to Broughton, here's Gray. 32 metres away. Still a few tackles left in this set here, Brisbane. Clark. No offload there from Brianna Clark. Brigginshaw. Inside pass, Denman tripped up. Important one too there from Bright. Just stop Mariah Denman. Brill, Broughton. Miss kick. And Robinson takes it and is tackled. And they were offside, Brisbane. So penalty St George Illawarra.
Oh, we heard the referee calling out that edge and they still got involved. That's why the penalty was given.
Next one here.
But the Dragons, their last-ditch efforts, they're hanging on. Destiny Brill's finding some space in behind the ruck, though, so they just need to shore that up so that easy metres aren't being given away.
Some football here for the Dragons. Haven't had a lot of it in the opening 12.5 minutes. Target the dummy half. And they reach the halfway line and beyond. That's a good charge from Katoa and a penalty off the back of it. So this is good field position coming up now for the Dragons.
Yeah, good run, good fight in the flow of the ball, force the penalty. And maybe Dragons can get a little bit of possession and put some tests to the Bronco girls.
So here come the Dragons. This is Costa. Strong charge. Target goes to dummy half. Williamson now. Nice step. Gets to within 9 of the Broncos line. Target. There's a run from Murdoch. Equally some good defence in there from Lafelle and Denman. Target the dummy half. They go to the right. It's with McGregor. Now Nathan Wong to Berry. And Berry tackled by Broughton. Lendl to dummy half. Tyler Nathan Wong, McGregor showing it. Now passing, it's with Murdoch. Last play for the Dragons. McGregor, what does she do? Knock on from Brill. The Dragons will get a scrum feed.
They will. Some nice defence there from the Broncos. Not taking any dummies and numbering up really well. They've got some nice attacking plays, the Dragons, but the Broncos had them covered in that set of 6.
Well, as this scrum is being fed, we'll check in with the Broncos coach. And Scott Prince joins us. Princey, I know your team's got a bit of defending to do right here off the back of that scrum, but an impressive start. In fact, that ball goes to the touch, so we can voluntarily bring you in here now, mate. But impressive start with the team.
Giving away penalties left, right and centre, but picked up a really good result there.
Well, Scott, Ali Brigginshaw, she's got her fingerprints all over this game for you, but having Gail Broughton back really helps her open up a little bit more.
He might not be able to hear us, Scott Prince, but thank you, Princey.
Angelina.
That's a good question too, Roo. He just zoned out there. Here's Brianna Clark.
Might not have had an answer.
No.
Held. Straight up now, Ellie.
Brigginshaw. Now Lafelle, the former New Zealand rugby union player. Brill. What about Destiny Brill start to the game? Oh, intercept Tyler Nathan Wong. Looking for support. She's got it. And the Broncos are back there in numbers.
Well, the only reason they were back there because a couple of girls were getting a drink.
Yes. Now Berry going across field, beating one, beating. Oh, can't get away from Hufanga, who makes the tackle. Takarango Katoa playing the ball for the Dragons. 15 away from the line. Target, McGregor, Nathan Wong, Williamson! Great ball from Tyler Nathan Wong and Ali Williamson with the try.
Well, this was beautiful work. I mean, we spoke earlier about the possession being so heavily in favour of the Broncos. But then the Dragons, off of that intercept, Tyler Nathan Wong. This was fantastic. She brings Margot Vella into play here, and then Tegan Berry tries to scoot to the opposite edge. So they just really moved the ruck around a little bit there for the Broncos. And the Harvey Norman replay showing that nice service from Target, nice play out the back with the 7 and the 6 link up. And then it's just a misread in defence by Shazolka. And just some good line running from the edge back row from the Dragons. Alana.
Set before, when the Dragons were attacking the line, Tyler Nathan Wong and Racine McGregor were linking up. They haven't been doing it all season, but they did it in that instance and it worked. They look so classy. The more they do it, the more dangerous they're going to be attacking. But another interchange and a great inclusion for this Dragon side. Zali Hopkins has just come on. She wears that jersey number 14, so she'll come into dummy half and speed things up even more.
And the conversion is there. A try on debut for Ali Williamson. Oh, look out! Oh, the bounce, a horror for the Dragons. They couldn't get to it. And now the Broncos steaming towards the line. Jasmine Fogavini stopped half a metre short. Brill, Broughton. Now that's knocked on by a Dragon, and Robinson's got it, and a fresh set of 6 coming here for Brisbane. Broughton, Gray. Good tackle, Bright. Brill, Clark. Brianna Clark. Broncos dominating the Westpac red zone standard. Brill goes on her own and scores. Too easy for Destiny Brill, and Brisbane reclaim the lead.
She's been a thorn in their side all night so far. Brilliant out of dummy half, good speed, good awareness. This time it's only a metre run, but it's an important one right under the post. All
I was going to say Destiny Brill's not in.
Oh no, she's very happy as well. She has been very, very strong to start this game for the Broncos.
Ali Brigginshaw. That's the definition of right in front, and she converts. Entertaining start to the game. Saturday night NRLW on Nine's Wide World of Sports. It's been a very busy day.
It's been a great day.
Great day.
What a wonderful exhibition over there in New Zealand from the Warrior. They're really up in front of their home crowd. Wonderful for rugby league, wonderful for New Zealand, wonderful for the Warriors and those players into the preliminary final.
Sets up a cracking clash between the Broncos men's team and the Warriors next week, Gus.
Saturday night at Suncorp Stadium. That is one of our grand final qualifiers next week. Friday night it's Penrith and the Melbourne Storm. Saturday night it's Brisbane and the Warriors.
Madison, straight up. Lock in. No.
And then there were four.
Yeah, we've got representatives from Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria and New Zealand in the last four.
Yeah.
So it's all spread out.
Sure is. Now that's off a Dragon.
Touched or not? Let up now. Wait.
Oh, saying it's not touched.
Yeah, said not touched, nice. Fongavini.
Zoe, out now. Marcus, wait.
Brisbane on the front foot. Denman beating the first defender again.
Last tackle,
Denman.
Madison.
Williamson, one of the defenders there for the Dragons, playing in the middle.
Not late.
After starting then edge second row, it is a kick from Brigginshaw. And the follow-up, the second kick off the upright, she's got there. The second kick from Ali Brigginshaw hits the post. Belinda Sharp says try. She's got it on a string.
Well, Salty, we were only talking earlier about how beautiful this field looked, and you spoke about how it had been locked down for soccer training for the World Cup, for the Women's World Cup. And I think we're seeing a little bit of soccer skill here. Ali Brigginshaw, little chip and chase, all for herself here. Te Akaranga Katoa can't clean it up at the back, neither can Tegan Berry, and she just keeps it on the toe, stays alive. And another four-pointer straight under the posts. Alana.
Well, it was a good kick from Ali Brigginshaw, but what wasn't good was the Dragons just sitting back and waiting and watching Ali Brigginshaw. What are you going to do next? Well, you give her those opportunities and she'll say, here I am. A nice little chip and chase, but they cannot afford that to Ali Brigginshaw, whether she's taking the line on with options, looking for a shift, or in this instance, have a look at this. Have a look at the space. She times her kick perfectly and takes it to the defenders, but they need to get up in her face. It was obvious. She broadcast it to the whole side that she was going to put a kick in, and she was able to execute that first one perfectly because they gave her that time.
That's the biggest kicking tee I've ever seen.
The try's not confirmed yet.
Oh, we'll see. I wonder what it would be if there's any onside or offside.
Now it's confirmed.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay, it's just been confirmed.
Maybe they just lopped the top off one of the witches' hats out the front.
Yeah, look at it. It's halfway up the shin. I could kick that out from under the ball, not touch the ball. She obviously kicks it on the way up.
Up, not through.
Yeah, kick up.
And up and over it goes.
I'll just say this, let Marley know and say, oh, Marley got a very special guest.
Stay on. Stay on.
A magic act from Ellie Brigginshaw. The kickoff bounces and they've got it here, the Dragons.
That'll do me.
Back here, all the way back. Wait.
Hopkins into dummy half. Here come the Dragons.
I can only tell you.
Hey, Jasmine, out now.
We know what you're thinking.
Make the line.
We're all thinking it. Hopkins gets a pass away and then knocking on the door of the Dragons.
Held.
Can they find a way through? Berry. It's away from Broughton. Berry just searching for half an opening.
Up now, Chelsea.
It's all she needs, not even that much.
Hold.
McGregor, short to Williamson, looking for a double on debut.
Wait. Hold. Go, last.
Hopkins. Now McGregor kicking, and that's
Play on.
off the chest, says Belinda Sharp. No arms.
That was very close. I thought it came off the upper shoulder, the upper arm there, but Belinda Sharp
Square, wait. Madison, wait.
called it clear, and I think Marley Silver is downstairs. She's got a special guest for us, Marley.
I almost feel bad in interrupting her. It is Glennis who is Racey McGregor's mum. You're such a passionate fan. But Ray's not the only one you're cheering on tonight in the Dragon side. Tell us who the other one is in your family.
It's my soon-to-be daughter-in-law, Jamie Lee Braid.
How good is that? Well, I know that you'd been a little bit nervous before this game kicked off, but you're also a very vocal cheerleader for the girls. How did the girls tell you they can hear you when you cheer?
Most definitely. They said, we hear you out there all the time. Ray said, there's one thing I don't want you to say, Mum. When I'm going to kick it out, you know, when they try to get the line, she said, please don't yell out. You have to make it. I said, all right, because she says, I have to make it.
Well, hopefully she makes it for the girls later in this game. We love seeing you cheer her on, and she's had a great season. I'm sure you're proud.
Yes, very proud. I'm very proud of her. She tries hard and keeps working, so I'm very proud of her.
Oh, well, thank you, Glennis. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Thank you, Marley.
Back to you guys.
Good on you, Marley. Thank you for that. You see there in the tackle for Brisbane in jersey number 14, and there she is again. Lavinia Gould is on the field, has been going through some almighty health battles in her family. Her daughter has been, well, let's just say very sick. There's GoFundMe pages that are around as well for the Gould family, and great to see Lavinia Gould, and was surprised to see her name in the team sheet last week, Roo, when it was teams were announced on Tuesday that she's there, but wonderful to see her on the field.
Yeah, it is. It's wonderful to see, and all of those GoFundMe pages, they're still open, they're still operational. You can donate to Tony and Hunt as well as Lavinia Gould and help these just incredible women out as much as possible.
Absolutely.
Again, Madison. Lock in a marker.
And there she is, that dummy half. Ali Brigginshaw playing the ball to Lavinia Gould, and here's Chelsea Lenarduzzi.
Zali, let go. No
Hopkins doing well there, along with Williamson. Gould To Brigginshaw. Brigginshaw dinks that one over the top. Oh, thought for a minute there was going to be a collision there. It was a good take in the end. Vella.
Stay square.
Oh, good run. Bumped away from Gray. Gray came again.
She's been good for the Dragons this season. Shanae Lendl, she's played second row, she played wing, she's played centre. She's, oh, look at that for a run. Oh, my goodness. Madison Mulhall just said, get out of my way.
Hang on, tackle 4.
This is a massive run. Lavinia Gould puts her body right in front, but just centre mass. That's a huge run. Oh, as long as she's all right to continue on, she'll get checked out here for a head injury assessment. There's just a wry smile on the face.
Does the smile indicate you're okay? If you're smiling, does that indicate it all's fine?
Indicates it hurt, but
she
I'm
loves
up.
the contact.
It hurt, but I'm up.
Okay, stand on.
Lovely message for a daughter over the top of her headgear as well.
Yeah. Tackle 4, wait for me.
She said, I'm right, that's what I'm here for.
Yep.
Tackle 4.
That's why I play.
Go 4.
She's done a lot of boxing training too, Lavinia Gould.
All the way, go last.
Super fit. Kick downfield, Maddock goes to Werner. Oh, good tackle, great contact on Ash Werner from Katoa. Now Broughton.
Let go now. Zali, all the way back. Go 2. Keep coming here. On now.
Robinson. Julia Robinson with a typical run that we used to expect from the Broncos representative winger, Hufanga. They did well there, the Dragons. 30 metres away, still 2 tackles left in the set. Lenarduzzi. Last play. Brigginshaw. Kicks, it's for Hayley Maddock. The bounce, this time it does go dead. And they'll bring it out to a 7-tackle restart on the 20.
She's got a wide variety of kicks, hasn't she? Chip kicks,
On 10 with me.
hook kicks,
You ready?
bombs, grubber kicks. Whoops.
Wait up.
And left it behind. Got unlucky there because it just hit a Bronco, the little kick from Berry. If it got through.
It was tackle 0.
Good point.
Angelina, let up.
I'm all for entertainment, but
Wait.
I don't think the coach is entertained.
Hufanga! Good tackle down low, Lendl. Goulds.
Tegan, let up now. Wait for it. Wait.
Broughton. Brigginshaw. Maddock. Well, they're up onto her quickly. It was well done by Costa.
Ella, look in the marker. Wait.
Deadman to Brigginshaw.
Play on.
That's well picked up by Williamson.
Yeah, they defended it.
Wait. Kelsey,
Some famous old stories about kicking from inside your own 20.
Yeah. Something like that, where you decide you're going to kick on tackle 0 from a 20-metre tap. That thought bubble comes to you late at night when your head's on the pillow and you can't sleep. And you're thinking, I might try that one day, you know. I just might. They'll all be in a straight line. They won't think I'm going to do it. It's tackle 0. No one would do anything like that. I'll try it. And then suddenly you find yourself doing it.
play the ball.
That kick finds touch.
Got sweaty palms just thinking about a kick on 0 from the 20.
20.
Yeah, that's a thought bubble late at night. Your head's on the pillow, you can't sleep, and you just come up with kooky ideas.
On the line, Tasman. When you're ready.
Here it is.
That's it.
Ooh. Madison, out
We're
together.
unlucky there. Came off the arm.
She's a crowd pleaser.
Wait. Go one. Come on, look for me. One.
Not a coach pleaser.
From the outside. Held.
Alana Dutzy
Wait.
playing the ball for Brisbane. Gould to Brigginshaw. Teitzel. Romy Teitzel with a good run and an offload. The juggle. Maddock to Brigginshaw to Gould. Clark now. Brisbane inside the Dragons 20. 3.5 minutes left before half time. Broughton to Maddock. Hufanga! Bang! Crash! Over!
Well, you just felt like it was only going to be a matter of time before she gets over the try line, and she looks like she may have hurt herself in this effort as well. But the Harvey Norman replay will just see the lead up and the passing game. Look at that nice pass. Gould, nice out wide, lead runner, and Maddock chiming in out the back. They've managed to stop her a couple of times tonight. They've got down nice and low. They've stopped her momentum. They've got up in her face. But she is an absolute force to be reckoned with, and she's so difficult to stop when she's got a full head of steam up like that.
Mele Hufanga crashes over for Brisbane.
She's built low to the ground. She's got a great leg speed. Very hard to handle, and she just found herself out on the edge there in a beautifully positioned.
Had a terrific World Cup for New Zealand last year, and I'm sure we'll see her in New Zealand colours come our international window in October, where we're going to see some great men's and women's international matches. Ali Brigginshaw. The big kicking tee. Converts. Mele Hufanga extending Brisbane's lead with 2 minutes left before half time. Broken the game open here, the Broncos. A bit of a miss kick there from the kick-off, but it was taken on the full by Denman.
Wait, get square, wait! Come on, Madison. Madison, let go!
There's the top tackles. All Dragons. Just, suppose, exemplifying the stat that shows that Brisbane have dominated possession in this opening half. Denman, what a half she's had for Brisbane. And all of a sudden, with 2 tackles left in this set, they're only 21 away from the Dragons' line. Gail Broughton, Maddock, Robinson, the juggle, and that's all going to be... No, it's not play on because Hufanga had put a foot out.
To play the ball, 20.
The Dragons with a play the ball.
Play the ball here.
Well, again, some nice long passing is getting to the edge.
Play the ball.
Unfortunately, the ball handling just didn't come quite the way they wanted. But
push up. Yeah, go with them. No tackle.
The Broncos, here's an early kick again.
But there was no way through, and Ash Werner is going to get here for Brisbane. It's the Solka now. You okay? Just picking you up off the floor. You okay?
They've done it again. 0 tackle. They've kicked it again.
Come on. Go 2.
Funny game, rugby league.
Oh dear.
Charlotte, move!
Last play of the half.
Wait.
Brigginshaw. What does Ali decide to do here? Go on her own. Flicks it out the back, and Tyler Nathan Wong has it for the Dragons. And that is half time. Well, we saw some things in this half that when we arrived here tonight, didn't think we'd see. But in the end, it's a comprehensive performance by the Broncos. And at the break, Brisbane lead the Dragons by 22 points to 6. Saturday night NRLW action on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
Stay on side.
And the Broncos in front of the Dragons. We're underway for the second half. And a mistake from the kickoff by the Dragons. They were just playing Motley Crue's Kickstart My Heart over the speakers here at the ground. Someone better check on the heart of Jamie Soward, the Dragons coach, after that one.
In the middle.
Oh, there he is.
All right, arms around each other.
I want to be a coach.
Pull them in tight, Stephen.
Make a comeback, Gus?
No.
Block off. Pull in. Break.
Brisbane.
Yeah, I got it.
Brought in the Maddock. Hayley Maddock dragged down and lost it.
Oh, easy.
See, you should never despair. You're only one tackle away from getting it
That's
back.
it.
20. Clock's on.
Never drop your head, never give up. Just one tackle away.
Now the key is
Arms around each other.
not to kick it on before tackle one.
I doubt they'll kick it on 0 tackle again in their whole career after the halftime chat.
Ball in. Break.
I'm thinking they won't let the ball bounce off it either.
There's some strong defence on Costa. Driven back, and Mariah Denman was there. Now Berry. No kick there from Tegan. Tackled 11 away from her own line. Wetherell. Madison Wetherell playing the ball. Murdoch. Denman in there again, along with Lenarduzzi and Gray. And through a heap of work. Werner takes that kick on the full. Gets up to the halfway on tackle one for Brisbane. Sasolka. Assistant centre for Brisbane, Shanae Sasolka. Now Robinson. Gould the dummy half. Lenarduzzi. What about the Fen? Zali Hopkins.
That's the second time she's picked her out in the defensive line, just before half-time and again now. Oh, Shanae Lendl. It's going to come back.
It will come back. It will come back.
But she is reading the play very well, Shanae. The whistle hasn't been heard down this right touch line.
Teppo, those metres won't be added to the stat sheet. Get out of my way.
Got the bumpers up. Here, Lendl reads this really well. Yeah, that's definitely touched. She's so quick on her feet.
Just quietly, that chase. Lavinia Gould was one of those that got across for Brisbane.
Just making her way back to the scrum now. It was a big run.
Arms over. Hang on, wait push.
Ali Brigginshaw to feed the scrum. Romy Teitzel is at the back of it. She's not packed in. Tried to get away with one there, Romy. There she is. Out the back of the scrum. 15 away. Lenarduzzi. Stands in the tackle. Goulds. Clark. 4 Dragons in there, including Hopkins. Goulds. They go to the right. Brigginshaw, short ball. Teitzel for the line. They're going to... Oh, does she land on the line?
Maddie.
We're going to send it upstairs.
4. I have no try. Just make sure that ball stays held up, please.
Now, does the ball touch the ground as she falls to the ground, Romy Teitzel?
There's a few times the Broncos hit the lead runners, and on this last one, Romy Teitzel just kept the legs driving. She was going forwards in reverse, and then here. Oh,
no.
It's up.
The ball is up at this stage. The ball always remains up off the ground and the ball is held up in goals. We have a decision.
Tackle 4. Wait, Romy. Wait. Tackle 4. Wait. Go 4.
Lenarduzzi for Brisbane. They got her again. That's Hopkins.
Angelina.
She's going to have a Lenarduzzi-shaped bruise on her tonight.
Wait. Go last.
Broughton throwing dummies, getting a pass away through the hands, and Julia Robinson with one of the easiest tries she'll score in her career, her second for the night.
Well, this is nice work on this left edge, but it's down to that run by Lenarduzzi.
Really kept the defence in 2 minds and created space on the outside, but she fades across field, looks to play out, and then she'll really look like she's going to push the ball back on the inside. See, that one there, and then she plays out. So she dummies out, dummies in, dummies out, plays out, and that was just too much for the defence to contend with.
Brigginshaw from the touchline. And misses.
Successfully, Broncos lead 26 points to 6.
Julia Robinson with a double for Brisbane. Chelsea Lenarduzzi, another strong charge.
It's a top 4, the women's finals, isn't it? The NRLW finals, top 4. 1 will play 4, 2 will play 3. The 2 winners go on to the grand final. This lead at the moment has Broncos in 3rd position on 12 points.
What are we doing?
With a pretty healthy for and against. So, again, the Brisbane team looks destined to be playing finals football.
Titans v Raiders tomorrow afternoon at 3:15 on 9 to decide that 4th place.
Yeah, it's a must-win game. The Raiders, if they want any chance of playing finals, they must win by a significant margin against the Titans to push them out of the top 4.
Held! Let go now!
Sets up a mouth-watering clash for tomorrow, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Race for the finals, coming down to the last game of the season. Broughton. Hufanga! Mele Hufanga! She gets her seconds. Unstoppable.
This is a great run, Mele Hufanga. Again, this is a long-range try for the Broncos, but the Harvey Norman replay will show there's some subtlety in the movement here. Brigginshaw to Broughton. When the halves combine like that and there's speed around the back, Maddox sweeping around. The previous play, we saw her come back against the grain and then they played on the outside. But this one, it's Tasman Gray playing back on the inside. And Mele Hufanga just hits a great line and keeps those legs pumping. A 4-pointer right next to the post, Alana.
That was too good. I've got a very passionate supporter base of Mele Hufanga fans behind me and they were going off. But when she targets inside shoulders of the defenders, particularly with that kind of pace, she's almost unstoppable. Unbelievable, that kind of pace. Being down here at ground level and just seeing how she picks that up. Tasman Gray did a great job to come back on the inside, just holding up those defenders, just forcing them to ask extra questions, and then bumps off Tegan Berry, who's a really good one-on-one defender usually, but what an absolute powerhouse for the Broncos.
And Ali Brigginshaw converts. Tomorrow, a double-header in Canberra. Parramatta up against Cronulla in our first game from 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. That will be entertaining. And then after that, it's the Titans up against the Raiders. With our first game tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Eels v Sharks. Now that kick off, the bounce is okay there for Romy Teitzel.
Well, we saw the Roosters win earlier tonight. They're a very good team, but this Bronco team, they run powerfully, don't they? And they've got two really crafty halves. Harley Brigginshaw we've seen for ages. Gail Broughton, I really like the way she plays.
They go to her right now, Gus, and she goes to Gray. Played her role in a nice little offload too to Gould. Lavinia Gould.
Oh, Ray McGregor's hurt herself here in this contact.
Yeah, hobbling away from it.
The rest are good.
Brigginshaw. Ali Brigginshaw has them all mesmerised. Sissoko passes and Werner's now passed off the ground.
She's held here, then passes it.
So penalty.
Back here.
Lovely sleight of hand from Ali Brigginshaw across the field. Bit of a show inside, show outside. Just gets the defence to stand still and then explodes into the backfield.
It's like parting the Red Sea. It just opened up right in front of her.
Yeah, it's all getting a little bit too much for the Dragons girls. They haven't found touch either.
Well, that was very athletic. The way that the Broncos were able to fuse that one. And now they go on the front foot. Lenarduzzi playing it 20 metres away. Brigginshaw. Short to Clark, knocks it on. Dragons have got it.
I don't think Clark was expecting that. You've always got to anticipate the ball will come to you, but I think she just assumed that Brigginshaw would go to Broughton. Took her eyes off it.
Chelsea, let up! Wait!
Dragons girls have lost a little bit of togetherness out there. They're just going to hold it together. Keep working for each other.
On the halfway line now, or just beyond through Basham. It's a good rugby league name, isn't it? We've seen Basham before.
She's on debut tonight as well.
That was Tommy Radonicus's game plan.
Yeah, square up.
debut tonight is Charlotte Basham. There's a kick on the last. Werner takes that well.
And Williamson just timed that beautifully. Good kick chase, and Sizolka fell awkwardly, but she's up. Oh, look at this powerhouse.
Julia Robinson.
Oh, to another one.
Malay Hufanga. It's just relentless.
Oh my God.
Malay Hufanga. Look out. Winding up and loses it.
It's just the tackle.
Tyler Nathan Wong came up with a great play. And she had to, because nobody was going to be able to stop her, and Tyler's got a wry smile afterwards as well. She was shrugging everybody off in front of her. Just look at the leg pump.
Oh, well done.
Oh. I think we saw earlier a graphic that popped up, her and Tegan Berry sharing the leading try scorers, 10 tries apiece so far.
That's right, 10 each.
Bragging rights on the line as well.
There we are, 10 apiece for Tegan Berry and Malay Hufanga. Here's an early kick. Tegan Berry coming out after it, gets the bounce, shut the gate, bye-bye. Tegan Berry, her 11th try of the season.
Yeah, the zero tackle kick, it works every time. It's a great tactic. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Here it is, zero tackle, I know nothing. Harvey Norman replay. You got to kick for the right one. See, Tegan's been taking the kicks herself. She got someone else to kick it this time. She's quick, isn't she? Wonderful sight.
Well, you were wanting to see her in open space and really open up.
Yeah.
And it's just so effortless. Her style is effortless.
Well, she takes the lead in the try scoring now.
Yep.
Alana, that would have looked good down on the sideline.
She is actually insane. Everyone here at Jubilee Oval was up on their feet. But honestly, that pace is mental. There you go, leading try scorers, Tegan Berry. But it was a nice angle of the kick from Racine McGregor as well. Again, the halves combine. Tyler Nathan Wong gets it to Racine McGregor, and she nailed the angle. That's no fool chasing her either. That's Julia Robinson. Wow.
And McGregor has the extras. Tegan Berry, what a try. NRLW Weekly is a terrific podcast with Marley and Roo. Always entertaining, special guests. Make that part of your regular podcast viewing with Marley and yourself, Roo.
Yeah, I will apologise to our listeners for this week because I got a little carried away with our Alpha Bucks game, and my competitive side really popped up, and I ended up yelling into the microphone a lot. So just watch your volume if you've got your earbuds in. Unlike
you to get competitive. The speed of Tegan Berry. One of the real highlights of this NRLW season. Target the dummy half.
Okay. Nice, G.
They wrap her up this time.
Good work, G.
McGregor gets a pass away, and they're inside Brisbane's territory by 10 metres on the last. That kick allowed to bounce, and it's going to sit up nicely, and Ash Werner is going to get caught in her in goal area. They allowed the ball to bounce.
Nothing good ever comes of it. It's got nothing going for it, letting the ball bounce. It doesn't have one redeeming feature.
No. Dragons get a repeat set Brianna Clark with the dropout. Uh-oh. And they get to it. Costa. Driven back in the tackle.
Maybe we'll just record the statement and then just have it as in an audio that we can play when things like that happen.
I might make it as a ringtone.
There's a business opportunity there for you with some of your lines.
It's something, isn't it?
Have a ringtone. No. And a couple of others. Here's a kick. Werner takes that one.
We wanted to get a GPS recording with Ray Warren's voice, but it'd take that long to give you the instructions and never get there.
Are you saying it would have been indecisive?
Indecisive, yeah. Well, you could go this way, or you could go that way. I'll leave it up to you.
How was it with the two of you travelling in the car prior to the GPS days? You and Rabs going to a game together.
Yeah, I should write a book.
No harm done there for Berry. 10 minutes of Salker in the tackle. Just picture whoever's not driving, just have the street directory upside down, looking at it the wrong way.
The picture in my mind, it's a map. It's just a big map, just unfolding in the passenger seat.
Now, what an epic regular season we have witnessed in the NRLW Telstra Premiership. A 10-team comp for the first time, and the top four won't be sorted until the very last game. Next week, the drama of finals footy begins. And then on October 1, real glory awaits on Grand Final Day. Be sure to secure your seats at nrl.com/tickets to witness the NRLW live. Unreal power, unreal passion. You know, after tonight, next week, semi-finals, Newcastle will host a game and the Roosters will host as well.
Yeah, I hope the fans turn out up at Newcastle. It'll be a great atmosphere for the minor premiers. Oh, Elliot
Brigginshaw takes off and loses it.
Yeah, she lost the handle on it there.
Is it Nathan Wong again? No, Macy Carlisle. Good effort from the young middle.
One thing after this season with a lot of change, Ruth, in this Dragons team is Jamie Soward certainly knows he's got something to work with, or plenty to work with moving forward.
There's great bones in this team. I think Tegan Berry has been the find and the transition of the season. We never saw much of her in fullback prior to this year, and we only sort of saw her play on the wing. And she has been absolutely electric. And with that performance where she scored 4 tries in one game is probably the best individual performance I've ever seen in NRLW. She was just incredible.
Carlisle. Brill in the tackle. McGregor. Buried. Lendl. Target. Now McGregor. Here's Carlisle. Last play for the Dragons. Good. Kick for Berry, and she ran into some strife.
Look out.
Way through. Hayley Maddock with the quick tap, and away they go. Finds Ash Werner. And Werner will be tackled just short of the halfway line.
That's 0 tackle.
Robinson. Meters gain. Robbie Teitzel, 126. Ali Brigginshaw, 121. Look at that, all Brisbane leading the way.
Ali's made some really good incisive runs in on the edge and back in behind the ruck a couple of times. Been very, very busy. You normally see her just as a ball player and strategic thinker, but she's got a good line on her too.
Lefele. Really good opening to the game. Tafido Lefele. Now Brill. Destiny Brill. Look at that stat, the Westpac red zone for Brisbane. Dominant. Now Maddock to Sasolka. And Shanae Sasolka extends Brisbane's lead.
Well, this is really nice work on the right edge. We're so used to seeing Ali being so dominant on that side, popping up and just demanding the football. But here on the Harvey Norman replay, we'll see it was off the back of a Destiny Brill run, which was really, really nice. And the double pump, Maddox slotting into that first receiver, standing that little bit wider, a double pump draws her defender in, and then hits Sazolka on a really nice down line. She still had a bit of a tension on her, but she gets over the try line. And you know, the Broncos, you can just tell they're in a mood tonight, Alana.
Yeah, they are. They're also exposing that edge defence from the Dragons on both edges, but she did it lovely, Sazolka, just that double pump. But you mentioned Destiny Brill. I think she makes a real difference for this Broncos side. She started the game at hooker, and now this is her second stint out there, and they just look... Whilst Lavinia Gould is a classy player, I think she takes it to the next level, Destiny Brill, when she's on there.
Now, I thought the pass out of dummy half from Brigginshaw was a beauty too. She supported Destiny Brill, got to dummy half and threw a really nice long spiral pass to Hayley Maddock. That got her to the edge. Just a little bit of a check on one of the girls here. Watch this, zoom. Covers 3 defenders with that play, then Maddock can go about her stuff.
Yeah, there is concern here for Tyler Nathan Wong, who's receiving attention.
Yeah,
for all the precautions.
Yeah, she went up to make that tackle and she sort of swung around the back of her player and then crashed into her own player.
Yeah, I think this is all just precautionary.
Yeah.
She might have got a little bit of a stinger, but they'll take their time here to make sure she's okay. It's only precautionary. She got swung around and
then she collected the shoulder of Vella as well.
Yeah.
It always leaves you seeing stars, that one.
Let's hope everything's going to be okay. As you said, with Tyler Nathan Wong, most of this is all a precaution. She's talking to the trainers. She spent the afternoon with us last week in the studio. Did Tyler Nathan Wong. It was great hearing her thoughts on the game and getting to know her a lot more. She's from a sevens background.
Yeah, she's made a very successful transition, and we've seen a lot of the sevens girls come across and do that. You know, usually we sort of see them pop into the outside backs, fullback, centre wing, but she's come straight into a ball playing role. And she's acquitted herself beautifully. I think we see her running game, her kicking game that Alana spoke about earlier as well, all really coming to the fore. And I tried to milk an answer out of her last week about whether she was going to stick around or not, but she played her cards pretty close to her chest. I'd be signing her for as long as she wants.
Let's hope you didn't scare her off.
Nah, never. She looked like she loves it.
She does. All right, well, Tyler Nathan Wong is receiving attention. Let's remind you about what is coming up next week. Friday night at Accor Stadium, Panthers v Storm for a spot in the NRL Grand Final. And then Saturday night at Suncorp Stadium, the Broncos up against the Warriors. The Warriors' fairy tale continues after their victory over the Knights earlier today. Coverage on Nine's Wide World of Sports from 7 o'clock on Friday and Saturday night next week. Grand Final qualifiers. Doctors and trainers from both teams here with Tyler Nathan Wong.
So in the NRL, we've got two teams, the Broncos playing the Warriors. Both teams missed the 8 last year, so we're going to have at least one team that missed the 8 last year that will play in the grand final up against two teams that have become very used to playing in grand finals. The Panther versus the Storm. And they'll play against, the winner of that game will play against a team that didn't make the 8 last year.
Well done to Andrew Webster at the Warriors and to Kevin Walters at the Broncos. And both teams into the second last weekend of the year.
Two magic weekends in a row. Like on the crowd last week at Newcastle and them winning narrowly and doing what they did. And then today the Warriors. It was such a great day for New Zealand and for rugby league, I felt today. It was the perfect result for the game. That's nothing against the Knights because they had their big day last week, but I just felt it was so important for the Warriors to deliver after everything they've been through, so many years away and so many years down the bottom of the table and sticking together the way they have. To now force their way within one game of a grand final is an amazing performance and with plenty of upside for the future.
Well, Gus, as Tyler Nathan Wong, by the way, being carried from the field, and Ali Brigginshaw about to line up the conversion. I know you had a bit to do with the Warriors there a couple of seasons back, and I remember we were chatting at the time, the emergence of different players. Rocco Berry and that crucial try he scored today that really broke the game wide open, the emergence of these guys and fulfilling their potential.
Yeah, absolutely. And they've stuck by a lot of those kids. And yeah, he's a great young man, Rocco Berry. I was really impressed with him in the short amount of time I spent there, but he did well today, didn't he?
Sure did. That kick waved away by Ali Brigginshaw. And now, for the very first time, the NRL is heading to Vegas. Join us as Australia's most exciting sport is unleashed in the sports and entertainment capital. Rugby League unleashed in Las Vegas. Tickets are on sale now. Visit NRL.com/Vegas.
Where are you going to stay, Peter? Have you booked your hotel?
No, I haven't yet.
Which hotel do you want?
We go to Caesars.
Do you want to go to Caesars?
And do we replicate the hangover? Did you see the movie The Hangover?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
It was a little bit too close to the truth for me. It was hard to watch.
Did you have to wrestle a tiger, get punched by Mike Tyson? Or?
Yeah. As I said, I should write a book.
Oh, here we go.
Melo Hufanga goes to Julia Robinson.
Very compressed defensive line there for the Dragons, and the Broncos shifting it nice and early, finding plenty of space.
Jasmine Fongavini playing the ball for Brisbane. Now Broughton, Sissoko, Sine Sissoko will go in again. She goes back to back.
I'm always impressed by this young girl. Every time she plays, she's really good in defence, but she's getting better and better with a running game in attack. That's her second try in a few minutes now. Again, Harvey Norman replay. It starts with Brigginshaw, condenses the defence. Lovely work by Broughton. 6 and 7 playing together. Sends her centre away, and she's too quick for them out on the edge.
Yeah, how about the footwork here? The little in and away, and that just sets her defender back on her heels, and she can't recover from that. She moves very, very well, Shanae Sissoko, and another difficult kick here for Ali Brigginshaw, though, Alana.
It will be tricky. Got a bit of distance on this one, but I just like the Broncos and how well they're running off the ball. When the halves got the footy, you can see just on the inside of Ali Brigginshaw, she had two runners there. The halves link up, and then they get Sissoko that ball so that she can use that footwork and the pace. We had a look at that pre-game, the combination, and how she's able to get the ball on that outline and use her footwork and her pace. She does it brilliantly, but there's just so much work off the ball, so many options moving forward for the Broncos. They look really classy.
Brigginshaw misses the conversion. Third time this season, by the way. The Broncos have hit 40. Did it round 3 v North Queensland and round 6 against Canberra. Tomorrow afternoon, speaking of the Raiders, Spot in the finals. Up for grabs. Raiders v Titans. 3:15 tomorrow afternoon, GIO Stadium in Canberra. The final game before the finals, and a game that will decide the top 4 in NRLW. We'll have it for you tomorrow on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
Yeah, the 40 points tonight, the Broncos is 8 tries. A lot of them scored out wide. It's been a difficult night for Ali with the goal kicking, but 8 tries. It was a terrific effort, and I don't think they're finished yet.
Ella, stand up now.
Still with 9.5 minutes remaining. Gray doesn't get a lot of, I suppose, credit. There's the tries and how they came for Brisbane. But Tasman Gray, Roo, a real vital cog in this Broncos machine.
She is also for Queensland. She's won Player of the Series for Queensland a number of times, and for the Origin Series itself. So she does get through plenty of work, and she's got plenty of aggression in defence as well.
Last play here for Brisbane. Gail Broughton. And there we go.
The mocker.
The commentators
straight back out in full force.
Yeah, well, I think young Broughton fooled her there. She gave her the no-look pass one. Tamsin was thinking, well, she's going to pass it. It's tackle 5.
Probably her first error for the season.
Yeah, they'll be hard to get lead again, the Broncos, won't they?
Just sets up. No matter how the dominoes finally fall for next week, there's 2 really intriguing semi-finals.
And intriguing as well, because if the Titans are successful in getting through, they finished last year. Then to come in and be in the finals this year, that's a great step forward. Karen Murphy's doing wonderful things with that outfit there.
We'll move to Lauren Brown in the latter part of the season into the halves as well for the Titans. Now Berry kicking, and Maddock is there. You don't mind that kick though?
That was tackle 5.
Yes.
No surprises.
Madison, move! Sinead, make it! Wait. Hold.
Yeah, the girls have done a great job. 10 teams this year, longest season. We've already had the 2 feeder pathway competitions already. Harvey Norman and Natasha Gale, and girls have graduated out of those grades into here, the NRLW. So it's the seasons are getting longer. They're getting more chances to train together, more chances to practice skills and their craft. That's a lovely kick.
And
Yep, 20.
out to the 20. He goes dead just.
Only just.
She looked like she was about to play at it.
Whoops.
Please don't.
Just avoided it. The key is too, I think, is a point to bring up with the NRLW and the women's game overall, is that we've got 18, 19-year-olds coming through now. They're the first generation of players that haven't had to give up the game at the age of 13 because there was no girls' competitions. They've been able to play all throughout their teenage years through high school in specific girls' competitions.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why the quality of the football is increasing so rapidly, because these players haven't had to give it up. They can continue to play football. They get their hands on it every week. They've got specific competitions and they understand what the pathway looks like to get to the top level now. But it can't work on its own. It can't exist in a vacuum either. You can't have either pathways or top level. They have to be working together at the same time.
An error, and Lafelle has it for Brisbane.
Yeah, the other part of that is transition out of the recreational forms of the game. So your touch and tag, which have been very, very popular for women as a recreational form of the sport for many years. And sometimes that's the only type of football they will play in schools these days, rather than the tackle form of the game. So they need encouragement and transition programs to bring them out of recreational football, touch and tag football, to come and give the tackle game a try. It's not for everyone. Some try it and don't really like it, but that's fine. But others find they're pretty good at it. And touch and tag is a great way to get involved, to learn to play the game, learn the skills of the game, and then as they mature physically, take on the tackle form of the game.
Destiny Brill.
She's been a thorn in their side all night. She's relentless.
Like a pinball. Look at that, still alive.
She's like a little Energizer bunny.
Well, they got numbers out to the right here again. Brigginshaw goes short. It all comes unstuck. Yeah, but it's wonderful to see at all levels the growth of women's rugby league.
Okay, let's work in, Dragons. You're a bit late.
That's about the third or fourth time tonight that they've hit the lead runner. By the lead runner, we mean the first runner that's going through. And sometimes the lead runner thinks they're a decoy.
Okay.
There is no such thing as a decoy runner.
No such thing.
You're not a decoy runner. You've always got to be alert for the ball and running at a hole. Whether you get it or not, you've got to be running at a hole.
Lavinia, let go.
A couple of times tonight, 3 times tonight, I think that runner has dropped the ball. They're not even looking to get the ball. So that'll be something for the coach this week.
Scott Prince, I'm sure we'll be noting that. There is a member, or is a penalty Dragons, but there is a member of the commentary team who does it so very well as a front rower, finding that hole and always ready for the ball.
Talking about Millie?
Oil, yes.
I was going to say, you're talking about Millie, aren't you?
I was looking at Nauru thinking, I wonder if she thinks I'm talking about her. You did it as well, obviously. How many tries in your career? You added up in the end.
Yeah, a few.
Added up in the end.
Yeah, I didn't always be a front rower. I started out on the wing, mate. I was quick.
Williamson had the try and debut earlier tonight. Wetherell. Taken by Gray and Brill. 11 metres away, the Dragons. And their campaign with a try. Long pass and intercepts. And Julia Robinson is away. Here come the chasers. Robinson heading towards the corner. And she's going to score.
She was toying with them the whole way. So you kept thinking she was going to get caught, didn't you? You thought the chasers had her.
Never in doubt.
Never in doubt. Never in doubt. A little bit of desperation here down at the other end. Dragons trying to pick up a late try. The long pass picked off beautifully. Now she just paces herself. Harvey Norman replay, looking over the shoulder. They can't catch me. They can't catch me. See that? Run fast, not hard. Run fast, not hard. Nice and relaxed. Did it comfortably. Scotty Prince, coach.
Well done to him. Terrific season. They'll be playing finals. The Broncos, we'll see them on our screens next Sunday afternoon. Julia Robinson. Great sight. Tests out the hamstrings late in the game.
They haven't made it easy for her tonight, Ali. She's had a lot of kicks from out wide here. She just tends to pull them a little left when she tries to kick it too hard. Thinking about the distance, she tends to hook it left a little bit. She's got to be a little bit more patient. That's nice.
There you go. There you go. Ali Brigginshaw, and she liked that one too. There's the big smile.
Goal kickers love kicking goals. Doesn't matter what the score is. You can be 50 in front or 50 behind.
I've got a feeling that she was getting some friendly advice from the coaching staff and the bench. There they are.
Well, giving her a coaching lesson down there.
Brianna Clark and Chelsea Lenarduzzi there.
Stay on!
Into the last minute. Pongavini driven back. Well, Weatherall on target. 30 seconds remaining. This has been comprehensive by the Broncos. Pongavini wrapped up. Goulds. She'll be tackled. And this will be the last play of the game. Ali Brigginshaw kicks downfield. And the Dragons kick it into touch. That is full time. The Broncos are off to the NRLW finals. A big victory over the Dragons. Full time at Cogra, and the Broncos 46 have defeated the Dragons 12.
Yeah, very professional, very powerful, skillful, wonderful team performance, but with some lovely individual touches by some of their playmakers, and they're a strong team.